You want to ask me what gets me mad? Okay, I'll tell you what gets me mad. Violence in movies and video games makes people violence. Yeah, that's such bullshit right there, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to go into different topics. Okay, first things first, violence was around since the beginning. Okay, since the start of the world. Alright. First off, dinosaurs, all right? Dinosaurs had to eat each other to survive. And was there movies and video games back then? No, of course not. Okay. Then what happened was the world got frozen and all the dinosaurs died. Was there movies and video games back then? No, of course not. And then it started all out with the Spartans and all of that. And if you want, you could say, um, back in the day, when Jesus Christ was around, you could say that. Okay, but was there movies and video games back then? No. Okay, they beat the hell out of them and nailed them to a cross. Okay, but was there movies and video games back then? No. Of course, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but who cares? Okay, I'm just pointing out something here. All right, all the way up to uh, the 1920s and 30s, violence has been going around ever since. Okay, throughout the whole whatever years. Okay, violence has been going on. But was there any movies and video games? No, of course not. All right. Movies came later into the 1920s, I believe. Okay. But movies were not that violent back then. Okay. I'm just saying, though, movies was not that violent back then. The only thing that you was going to get close to violence in a movie was somebody smacking somebody over the head with a fucking baseball bat. Okay? Seriously, that was the only closest thing you was ever gonna get to violence. Okay? But back in the day, of course that we had wars going on. World War One, World War Two. And of course, if you want me to even go back more, Napoleon. Okay, that war with Napoleon. Alright? Seriously. And then Al Capone and Jesse James and all of that. Okay? But was there movies and video games during that time? Well, maybe you could say in Al Capone's time, yeah, there was movies, but like I was saying before, the only thing that you was gonna get close to violence is somebody smacking somebody with a weapon, but nobody bled. Okay, I'm just saying though. But see, the only reason why violent events happen is because of things, okay? There is things that led to the violence. You understand? It's not because people want to do violence, if you get what I'm saying, okay? But yeah, people are just dumb, all right? They think just because a person wants to do violence. No, the person does violence because of what happened, okay? Seriously, of what's the outcome. If somebody fucks you over, of course they're gonna get fucking beat the shit out of, okay? Or even fucking killed, alright? I'm just using example, the mafia here, okay? But yeah, alright? Let's see, what else was there, alright? Violence didn't come about until the 60s, okay? I mean, blood, like real violence and gore, and movies, of course. And during that time, the first movie to do it, of course, was Psycho. And I'm not lying about that. That was the first movie to do that, alright? To have blood in it and stuff like that. Alright? But yeah, pretty much throughout people has been blaming movies for violence throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and up to today. Okay? And of course, you would have news reports about violence, this and that, and whatever, okay, the case may be. All right? But when you really get into it, why does people blame movies for violence? Because it's an easy target. That's why. You know, people watch it and then they think that it makes people want to go out and kill. But what they don't understand is the person has mental illnesses, okay? Like, let's say if something happened in his or her life, okay? Like, emotional things, all right? You know, your mom uh, treats you like crap, okay? That could drive a person to violence, okay? Somebody losing their boyfriend or girlfriend, all right? That could make a person uh, into a violent person, okay? Several things, all right, can make a person into a violent person, all right? But see, you have many different things, but people, the media, of course, wants to thrive off of blaming movies, okay? And then let's get into the early 80s or 90s, okay? Video games came around, okay? And mainly what they wanted to say was, oh, violent video games makes violent people. Yeah, even though I mentioned all of that, what happened back in the day, they're not looking at back in the day, okay? And you're putting out history books and this and that about violence, and you're talking about violence in the news, but yet you let the kids read about violence, but you don't want them to watch it or play it. You get me? You understand? Like, you don't want people to play violent video games and watch violent movies, okay? Listen, it's fantasy, okay? Seriously. Fantasy, reality, there's a difference here. Fa- Fantasy and reality, or whatever way it is, okay? Fantasy and reality, alright? See, in reality, we know things are real. But see, in a movie or a video game, of course it could be violent, okay? But it just matters what the person is, okay? If you're healthy like me, you know the difference between fantasy and reality, okay? Nobody's gonna really go out there after watching Scarface, not unless if they're a fucking dumbass, goes out there with a machine gun and shoots a bunch of people, okay? See, that's the difference, okay? Make sure that your child or your son is not retarded, or your daughter, okay, if they're watching a movie or playing a video game. And tell them, okay, that it's fantasy and this and that, okay? Seriously. But I'm just saying though, why the fuck does the media thrive off of blaming violence on movies and video games, okay? Seriously. And then I'm gonna get into this topic now, alright? Fucking soccer moms and Jack Thompson. Yes, that cocksucker piece of shit motherfucker. Alright, first of all, the soccer moms say, oh, they should take violent video games away. Yeah, well, first of all, you should not buy your kid the violent video game. Okay, mom? Seriously, you should not buy your kid a violent video game. Okay? There's a reason why they have in the corner of the cover, okay, where is it? In the corner of the cover, rated M for mature. Okay? There's a reason why they have those different ratings, okay? Rated E 10, rated T for teen, rated M, rated A for adults, K to A. which is for kids and adults. Okay? And of course, you have the movie rating system, which is rated G, rated PG 13, rated R, rated NC 17, and of course, rated X. Okay? Seriously. So, what? You're too dumb enough to read what the movie is rated? You are fucking dumb. You are stupid. Okay, soccer mom? And you want to blame these so-called movies and video games for having violence in it. But of course, a book about history explaining several decapitations and a news report that a black man shot several people in the forehead. You're okay with your kid watching that and reading that, but you're not okay with your kid or your oldest son watching a movie or playing a video game. That does not make no sense. Okay? Seriously. And the whole fucking Jack Thompson thing. Fuck Jack Thompson. Who the fuck is he? Seriously, he's a moron. He's a retard. And of course these dumbasses is gonna fucking follow him. Seriously, because they don't know any fucking better. Okay? And they want to believe what a person says. Okay? They want to follow that one person. Alright? You know, you're free to think whatever you want. Okay? But whatever you do, do not follow a person, whatever the fuck they say. It's your opinion and it's your statement. Okay? Like, that's like me saying, go eat cow shit. Put it on a sandwich and go eat cow shit. And then people will fucking do it. Okay? Seriously, people will fucking do it just because I said it. Okay? And there's followers that will do it. Yeah, there's followers of Jack Thompson. There's followers of the fucking soccer moms. Okay? Seriously. But all I gotta say is, fuck that, and I'm done and I'm out. Peace.